I really hate Saint Ronan, pedophile defender that he is, telling anybody about sin. Like Saint Ronan, the dude that justifies Smokey Saint and Smokey Saint's atrocious act, still to this very day, needs to look at himself in the fucking mirror. That's all I gotta say.
And that's where you're gonna go next, because
Smokey likes them little girls. Didn't y'all know?
You have no answer.
Apparently you do too.
Okay. All things considered, Knox should be careful about the memes about liking little girls, because it can just be taken the wrong way. You got to be careful, throwing certain rocks in certain glass houses, if you know what I mean. So there's a core point you're at about the true disgusting moral fiber of atheists, because you don't care about what they claim to be or claim to go against or claim to support. No, you go after what they actually end up demonstrating in their character and actions and what they really actually support, which makes Rage a weird, disgusting, creepy, pedo-supporting activist. And he can't stand that argument, so instead he just spurgs, and it's just beautiful. So and you got to witness it, so you're getting to witness it for a second.
Oh yeah.
You make your point. You child predator. You.
Okay, so here's the point. Rage supports pedophilia, and this is why he doesn't want me to make this point. And I wasn't going to go that way with it. But since he wants to be so disgusting, we'll talk about how Rage is a pedophile supporter. Okay?
Cool.
This is exactly the argument that's being presented in this video that he's trying to deflect by trying to distract us to Matt Powell. And It's not even the same point.
Like you see how he made the same point that Matt Powell makes, but go ahead.
Do you see how he won't shut up? Do you know why? Do you know why? Because it's kind of like where you're about to get in a car accident and everything kind of slows down before it actually happens. Like reality just seems to go slower, and he's like that deer in the headlights watching what's about to be his own bitter crash into the wall. And he can't stand it, and he's just instinctively doing anything he can to try and get out of it, but he can't avoid it. And he's about to slam his big, stupid, fat, ugly, retarded, disease-ridden face right into the wall. And he's just having these little impulse reactions to it. That's what you're seeing right now. When you put him in the back, I can actually finish my point. Because he's not going to let me talk. I promise you he won't.
Darkness, my old friend.
I promise you he won't. I guarantee you right now, he will not let me finish what I have
Go
to say.
for
I guarantee it.
All right, I'll be an acolyte, Smokey. Go ahead.
What the hell? Can you hear that? Do you hear that? What does he mean when he went out there and said frickin' acolyte? What does he mean by that? See, that was the point I tried to make.
He means that if you ever agree with me, I guess, on anything, you're an acolyte, because I don't actually make good arguments or anything. You guys just follow me for some anonymous, unknown reason.
I know. Well, G-Knock, you have a bunch of freaking subscribers that lick your boots. Are they acolytes too?
I'm going to start talking again. I guarantee it. If you don't put him in the back, I promise you he'll interrupt me. I guarantee.
Go ahead, put me in the back, and then bring me back when he's done.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Appreciate it. So the idea of the principle, the one foundational moral leg that the atheists have to lean on to separate the difference between homosexuality and pedophilia is the concept of the morality of consent. Now, the concept of the morality of consent is a cultural construct, and not one that they can even claim as an objective moral, because it's not appearing anywhere inside the natural world or the animal kingdom. Rape is very common. So consent is just something that they can structure of minutia as a leg to stand on to say, well, this is why.
No, because it's rules for me and not for
there's
thee.
no agency consent in that. And the only reason they get that is from experts in the field that they rely on that say that children are incapable of consent, or there needs to be consent laws. And that comes from these cultural institutions, not objectively moral ones. So if we kick that leg out from their moral argument about the idea of consent being the foothold of the moral difference between the two fronts, whether it be pedophilia
or homosexuality, then they have no leg to stand on to say that pedophilia is wrong anymore. And here what you have sociological, psychological secularists who are experts in the field that are denying any value to the consent laws, or that the consent laws really should be considered null, or that a child doesn't have the right to actually consent to autonomous use of their body in sexual pursuits. So they're actually kicking out the leg of the atheist argument of claiming that, well, consent is the issue. Well, once you remove that, and these experts in the field of psychology are doing exactly that, kicking out that leg of the argument, the atheists, if they support homosexuality, no longer has an argument against pedophilia, because now it is a consensual action between two parties capable of giving consent. And this is what
there you go. There you go.
The modern secular field of atheism. And Rage fully supports that entire field and its contents therein, whereby Rage is actually directly supporting and rooting for pedophilia. So he can call me whatever he wants. But at the end of the day, because of the social positions that he's leveraging and taking, he's losing the ability for his moral outrage against pedophilia. And the very metric that he's appealing to is starting to justify it. So where is he going to go to leverage his supposed moral standard in this situation when the experts and the center line that he's appealing to are telling him that it's okay? So that's the issue. If he supports homosexuality, and of course the fields of study that support that as a healthy sexual practice, which now are also turning to support this, where is he going to go? He can't. He's going to have to hold the line and basically end up becoming, as he's trying to deflect now, a supporter of pedophilia. Now I'm done, and you can bring him back in to respond.
I don't think he understood a single word you said. I did.
Veckel's right.
Yeah, of course you did. All right, so Smokey, you don't even consent?
Do you see? He literally understand nothing about what
I told you.
Smokey,
I told you.
So is Iron Charioteer didn't understand.
So like literally, I mean, that was kind of scary. So I support pedophilia because I support consensual adult relationships. So if you take the consent out of that, which was Smokey's entire argument, was if you take the consent out of this, then Rage supports pedophilia, but you can't take the consent out of that. I support.
You're literally.
No, I support adult consensual sexual relationships. That's what I support.
You're looking at two secular experts in the
field. You took out
psychology.
consent altogether because you're an incel, Smokey, because you don't believe in consent, because you've already proven that with your own action.
Can you pause that for a bit? I love how he screams about consent. You see, Nok, if you're watching this, whenever you mention consent as a moral approbation, it doesn't matter where you're gonna go. It has if I'm using the right words, it has an ancillary effect. Imagine the consents that con men give to their minions, consenting to sex trafficking, consenting to slave trade, consenting to illegal drug use or illegal drug transportation.
Than you, who are from your secular field of study, who are saying children are perfectly capable of sexual consent.
If they are saying that, then they're not of me or anything about me.
Justify that. Okay, justify that then. What makes them
because
not
I
of
believe
you?
in adult consensual relationships.
Okay, well, they believe that child relationships are consensual.
Well, I don't.
Atheists and secularists. Well, that doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, a lot of theists and Christians believe that same shit too, Smokey. So what's your point?
Aren't you?
Don't run, bitch. Answer the question. What justification do you have to say they're wrong?
What?
You don't have any. There you go, you dumb fag. You finally.
There you go. And there it is. What justification do you have to say that these scholars from your secularist camp, who are 10 times more educated, 10 times more knowledgeable than you, what is the argument they're wrong? What moral leg do you think you're going to stand on? You don't have one? We'll see. You're a disgusting, immoral monster that supports the abuse and exploitation of children on a massive macro scale. This is why you would never want atheism to be normative. This is why the raging atheist is one of the better highlights of why you would never want to allow this to be a normal thing in society. Look how disgusting and immoral and cancerous he actually is. Mm-hmm. He can't even tell you why or how he doesn't like pedophilia. Can't even tell you. Can't even give you an argument as to why it's even immoral. Can't do it. Mm-hmm. And do you know why? Because if he's consistent ever, which he never is, but if he was, he'd have to admit that he actually has no problem with it at all. He has no justification to have any problem with it. He supports the sexual autonomy of the agent. He supports the gender autonomy of the child, choosing that they can be a different gender, making a radical life decision like that early on in their age. He believes that they have the capacity of consent for that. So where is his justification that they don't have the capacity of autonomy in their sexual decisions at an early age when he validates the autonomy of literally everything else? What's the argument? He doesn't have one, which makes Rage a closeted pedo supporter. He's ashamed of being a pedo supporter. He's ashamed of promoting pedophiles, but he just doesn't want people to know how disgusting he is. So much like his racism and anti-Semitism, he tries to hide it until it can't be hidden anymore. So Rage is more disgusting than anyone on this platform, because for all of his posturing and claiming to white knight for good causes, at the end of the day, he absolutely loves, supports, and propagates the abuse of children on a massive scale. So he has no justification. And he has no ability to ever look at anyone who's committing harm against children like that with sexual abuse and say that's wrong. Has no footing. All he can say is, well, I believe. Well, I believe it's wrong. Well, I believe. Who cares what you believe? You don't care what anyone else believes. You don't care what the Christians believe. You don't care what anyone else that isn't an atheist believes. You don't even care what most other atheists believe. Otherwise, you'd shut your channel down and stop embarrassing them. You don't care what anyone believes. So why are we supposed to care what you believe? Why should they care what you believe? Why should the rest of society and culture care what you believe? Especially when the experts are saying you're an idiot. Your own experts from your own secular fields are refuting you. What's your argument that they're wrong? What is it? Give it. Put it up. You can't. You know why you can't? Because you're a disgusting moral monster that supports the abuse of children, both in your actual policy decisions, what you vote for, and actually in terms of this, that you have no argument to refute against the abuse of children. Disgusting. You're an absolute disgusting human being, Nock. And you know what? You do absolutely deserve to rot in hell for eternity. You really do. I mean, I don't buy into this whole you're too retarded to be accountable. You really are a disgusting human being of the highest order. And you do deserve exactly what you're going to get. And when you get it, don't think that you haven't earned it, because you absolutely have. Go ahead, Boki. You want to say something? You stupid retard.
That was in the emails.
You're the one that connected those two people. No one else did.
No, I'm not. What are you
Yes,
talking about?
you are. You're the only one. You retards are the only one trying to connect those two people.
No, you just said I was the only one. I never connected the two people. I did a stream. I did a stream about this Jesse Lee Peterson debate, and then I did a stream about your accusations. Yeah, those were different.
And you can't connect those two people. So
I don't care about that. I care about your lie about being in the Jesse Lee Peterson debate.
Again,
you lied about it because that was you.
Well, then if it was me, then I can't be pedo Smokey. So take your pick.
I don't see how that's possible. You want to make that possible?
They don't even look the same.
They look. They look exactly the same.
Okay, wow. All right. Well,
I pulled up the
you're
pictures.
retarded.
today.
I don't know what to tell you.
You know, the thing that Will brings up, there's like 2 or 3 pictures on there that's not the guy at all.
Like I said, guys, in that very clip, and I knew it would always come back to this, you will believe whatever you want to believe. And that's really all it comes down to.
I've always said that I believe you're the dude that fucked the kid.
Rage can't defend that he supports pedophilia.
That's why I'm offering you the chance to clear it up. You can clear it up by turning on your camera. You can clear it up by exchanging criminal records with myself.
We all
can do that. You can do that.
He's asking.
You can bring your family member on because it's like your identical twin, right? Because
he's so fucking retarded.
That's what you told Nicholas.
He's so fucking retarded. He actually thinks that he's just going to come in here and demand to do the same thing that's already done. As if
I just came in because people said I wouldn't.
He admits.
Nikki was calling me a pussy.
See what it is he admits that me doing my face.
I ain't no pussy.
Don't look like you are a pussy. You're.
I'm here. I'm here, right? Like, am I like the?
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Like, I'm seriously the only.
You can stop talking for a minute. I'm going to put him in the back because he can stop talking. He can stop trying to overtalk and hide his embarrassment. You stupid bitch rat faggot. You've been exposed as supporting pedo propaganda, supporting pedo policies, supporting the abuse and exploitation of children. And all you can do is engage in a fallacy to deflect from that. You disgusting, worthless piece of subhuman shit. You are absolute garbage, Rage. You are absolute garbage. And you're not going to come in here and just over-talk me from embarrassing your stupid, retarded, faggoty bitch ass.
I forgot you don't like free speech.
You know who the fascist is?
Go ahead.
Someone who tries to overspeak people and keep them from talking.
Oh, I thought the fascist was the person that just took your free speech away.
No. Yeah, that's what you just do. Well, that's what you just did. Well, I'll tell you what, if that's a definition you want to use, then that's what you just did. You attempted to silence me by over talking me, exposing you for the
Ryan the Presbyterian is really rich, Smokey. I'm sorry, I don't mean to overtalk you. I am overtalking you, and I do apologize. That I should allow you to speak. But
so the one person he's leveraging on has basically come forward and admitted it's bullshit. And the only person still trying to make something out of this is retards who don't have anything else. You can't refute my arguments exposing you. You can't.
I don't have to refute your arguments. I'm asking you for that. I'm not asking you for evidence, Smokey, or for arguments, Smokey. I'm asking you for evidence of the charges that you're lying against me. You said that I molested my child. Yes. Please provide evidence of that and not arguments.
I just did. I used your own standard.
There's not photo evidence. There's photo evidence of me pecking my child on the lips that I put on my own Facebook page. Fuck you, Blaze. You don't even know me. Fuck you.
Here's evidence. And
I mean, you're sitting here protecting this pedophile calling me one. Go fuck yourself.
That evidence comes an accusation, and the accusation is that Rage rapes his daughter. Now, as we just demonstrated, and
you know why they're not showing that?
Children are.
You know why they're not showing that picture? So he can say this right now. Does my mouth look open? Does my mouth look? I'm giving her tongue right there. No, it does not.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, that's a big open mouth right there on the side.
That's a little peck on the fucking lips, dude.
Well, you would have had to freeze it long enough. It would have been more than a peck because you would have had to hold it.
Oh, so now you're insinuating what happened after the still shot, right?
Well, I'm saying that in order to pose for a still shot, you kind of have to.
I mean, you have to be pretty much a sick fuck to get that out of that.
You
probably have to be somebody that's raped a fucking child in the past.
Disgusting, disease-ridden face just slammed up against hers for the better part of at least probably 5.
I must prove I don't kiss my daughter without her consent. Like you Christians are cray cray, right?
Well, no, I'm just again, Rage. You may not be smart enough to follow this.
Am I expecting now? Smokey's not going to dox himself, but I'm just going to bring my kid on the stream to tell you, no, my dad, I love my dad. That's what I got to do.
He doesn't understand it, Dr. Falk. I'm trying really hard.
I mean, Dr. Falk is a douchebag.
To walk
Fuck Dr. Falk too.
Well, can you support that claim?
I mean, he's kind of a douchebag. Yeah, that's my opinion. Do I have to support my opinion?
Oh, your opinion's worthless. See, I have.
So I
I have my opinion anyway. Where I've actually taken.
That's my opinion anyway, though. He's
where
kind
I've
of a
taken your own
douchebag.
standard and used your own standard to prove that you rape your child. So that's a rough thing.
Oh,
for you
so
to have to choke down.
I find it funny. Like Dr. Falk is like totally cool with you just accusing me of raping your
Just by
child.
your own standard.
Christians are so
Just by your own
silly.
standard. What's
They're
your
so
standard,
silly.
Rage?
The things that you
wanna-
guys
okay,
defend
well, I'll tell you what,
just
do you wanna
prove how
retract?
monstrous your God
Do
is.
you want to
Like
retract
all
your
of this, all of this right now just proves the monster of the
Well, I'll tell
God
you
that
what,
makes
we
you
can
this
fix
way.
it. We can fix it as soon as you retract your standard of evidence against me. It will no longer apply to you. So you can just pull back your hypocrisy, and then you won't have to worry about being accused of a pederast rapist.
Maybe.
Well, do you want to retract, or do you want to keep going?
I'm willing to compare and contrast our
Because
criminal
I
records
just
right
use
now,
your
Smokey Saint.
standard.
Why aren't you?
I just use your standard, and once
why
I
aren't
use
you,
your
Smokey?
standard,
Why aren't you? Like I have nothing to hide.
so once I use your standard, we realize that you're abusing your child.
My camera's on
which
right
you don't
now.
appreciate.
I will show my
Oh,
face
what
to
big
you.
balls! Yeah. So again,
I will show my face to you,
so
Smokey.
so to show you guys, this is
Why
Rage
won't you?
distracting from the argument.
Why won't you? Are
This
you
has
scared?
nothing to do with
Are
the
you
argument that I
afraid?
presented.
You're afraid, aren't
I
you?
already
You're a
showed
little
my face.
coward.
I already showed my face.
I'll
I've
talk
already
to
done
you.
it.
Let's have a conversation.
It's just
right
he
now.
wants it to be, I guess 10 seconds or a minute.
Show
or
us you
5
don't
minutes
fuck
or-
children.
And then
Smokey.
later it'll be like, show me your driver's license and dox
Just
yourself
do it.
and prove to me it's not me. He said, actually, you know what's really funny? Rage
Prove
said
to
at
us
one
you don't
point-
fuck little kids.
Before I did, let me show this to you guys. At one point, Rage was
Are you gonna
saying,
do it?
just show. Okay, so now he's not going to let me talk.
Are you
So-
gonna do it?
Are you just not going to let me talk?
Probably not, because you're a fucking dude.
Okay, well you can sit in the back then. So let me remind you guys what happened with Rage the first time. Rage pulled this trick last time, and he's like, "Just show your face, Smokey. Just show your face." And so I showed my face, and now he's coming back again. Just show your face, Smokey. Do you see? And all of this, he's asking me to do something I've already done. And so that he can try to continue to dodge the argument that is at hand, that by his own standard, he's a rapist of his child, number one, and that he doesn't have an argument to refute the fact that he supports pedophilia. This is all distracting from the fact that he has no refutation, no argument against him being a disgusting scumbag. Oh my God, Kincaid! I don't have a webcam attached to my computer. I've never had a need for it.
Why is Smokey
So-
not showing his face any relevance?
So does it need to be like what, 6
Because
seconds?
we know
10
that he
seconds?
showed his
Like,
face before.
what is not long enough or too long or like what is the standard of requirement of showing face? 'Cause I've already
I
done
just
that.
said, have a conversation for 5 minutes with me right now.
No, pass. You're not relevant enough.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't
See,
have to.
You see what I have here, Rage, on the
Well, he doesn't
table.
have to. I'm not the one. He's accusing me of fucking kids, but I'm not the one
on.
accused
No,
of fucking kids.
I'm accusing you of abusing your daughter in private because of an accusation, and accusations equal guilt according to you. So that's number one.
Oh,
Number two, you still
So
cannot
you were lying.
reiterate-
You were
you
lying.
still cannot reiterate what the actual debate
See, I don't
is.
lie. I just talk about what I know.
So let me reiterate again for the audience in case it was lost in translation earlier today. So the argument is that by 3 different chains of argument and evidence, Nok is a supporter and promoter of pedophilia. Okay. Now that is by his own moral standings, his own claim of moral center line of where he gets his moral standard. The fact that he doesn't have an ability to refute any of the other cultural claims to promote it. And he supports and votes in policies that propagate, support, and intensify the amount of child sex slavery in the nation. So this is the argument. I've already given it to him. I've basically already given him the final points. Now, he's now had the argument for 3 days. He's now had the argument for me of him being a pedo supporter for 3 days. And I've given a multi-change, multifaceted series of arguments to show that he supports the abuse of children. So, Nok, do you have a refutation to any of my chains of argument or evidence or any of my syllogisms that you do not support the abuse of children?
Can you show me one time where I ever said I did?
Again,
seriously, can you show
so
me
again,
one
an
time?
argument has been.
In fact,
put
I told you
forward.
repeatedly that I don't.
Why are you
Repeatedly.
shifting the
Ad
burden of
nauseum.
proof?
In the stream that
Defend
you
your
covered for 9
craft.
hours today, I literally told you I stand for adult consensual sexual relationships several times.
Well, then you shouldn't have affection raped your daughter in that photo, I guess. Then
Say that again. I missed it. I was reading.
I said you shouldn't have affection raped your daughter in that photo, then, because she
So
doesn't
pecking
have
my
any
daughter on the
ability-
lips is affection.
Well,
rape.
she didn't.
You
Did she
call
have
that a
any?
peck?
Did she have an ability to? Well, your tongue
It's a
was
peck on the
your
lips.
mouth was open.
No,
Like,
it wasn't. It was a peck on the
Your
lips.
recessed cheeks, like your mouth is like.
It was
open.
literally
I've seen
just a
people
peck on the
French
lips.
Kiss that have their
It-
mouths. closed.
I can kiss my
So-
little daughter.
Of course
it's
you
okay,
can,
Smokey.
but was that consensual?
Yes.
So she can consent.
Huh? Like you're talking about my child, Smokey. You're talking about my child.
Did she?
You're literally
consent?
talking about my
Is
child.
she capable of consent?
And
to
and
that
Will
interaction?
Kincaid wants an apology because I made a joke. I have a wet dream about how I fucked my child. I got a bad leg, yo. Come, I will fuck you. I will feel great. You fuck me, I'll come. This is willing. Like, I'll sign whatever contract I need to sign. I will catch some AIDS to bust that ass. I will catch some AIDS. Come give me a chance. Pretty please. I don't need an AIDS test. I fuck my child. Will Kincaid. I'm gonna fuck him too. The best day of my life! Sitting here in jail because I just fucked Will Kincaid. At my place? Come. It's gonna be the best night of my life. I fucked that motherfucker. You don't understand. I mean, I'm still in fairly decent shape. I got a bad leg. I'm going to jail. But that ass. Come to Battle Creek. August 14th, 2022. Like seriously, come here on that day. I'll meet you where you want to be. And I'll fuck you. I will my child. I molested her. If you want to come fuck, I'll take you to the valley. No cops will be around. It'll just be me, you, come. I am fucking begging you.
Oh my god. Actually, I'm not on opioid. He said opioids. Opiates. I'm not on opiates any longer. So,
We don't have to go through all of those hooplas. Just come here, please. Do you know how good it would be for me to have you begging for me to come? Do you know how good that would be for me? The healing it would do for my soul to see Will Kincaid beneath me. Please not come. You fucking the raging atheist. Up the asshole. And I'm gonna give it to you, my dude. Every bit of it. I'm inviting it. Please. Come. I want to. So badly. Stop it! No, I can't take no more. Come fuck me. I want it so badly. Because you have no gumption. I could fucking ejaculate right now about it. Like, I could literally come in my pants thinking about the glorious moment that Will Kincaid comes. What a fucking nut waiting to happen. That ass.
Yo!